So here's the formula. I'm going to walk through 5 specific steps to help you gain more self-confidence and belief in yourself and really start to make this picture really clear. Okay, because when the picture gets clear, right, when the picture gets clearer, you start to gain more confidence because you're like, okay, I can see where it's going to end up. Like if you're dialing, like John talked about, if you're dialing, but you're dialing because you're like, I just don't, maybe it's because you don't want to go back to Dollar General and make $8 an hour or $11 Chick-fil-A. I don't know, right? Whatever it is. But you may be like, okay, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trying not to go back to that. That's a good start. But what can the dialing do for you 10 years from now? You start picturing that, and you have a whole nother level of self-confidence. So number 1 of the 5 steps, I have the ability to achieve my purpose. I demand persistent, continuous action, and I promise to put forth such action. So number 1, ability to achieve. Also, persistent, continuous action. And I promised to act on it. So ask yourself, seriously, like this is a self-reflection moment. This is a self-assessment. Ask yourself, do I have the ability to achieve my purpose? Yes? Maybe? Some of us? Tatiana believes it. Does anybody else believe it? Yes? Okay, good. And some of you don't yet, which is okay, by the way. That's the point of this formula. Ability to achieve my purpose. I demand persistent, continuous action. Do you think John Wetmore did a pretty good job of persistent, continuous action over the course of 9 years? Now, he wasn't perfect. Probably took a lot of days off and did not do everything he possibly could. But to see where he's at today, he had to do a lot of crap he didn't want to do. And he woke up and did it. That's demanding persistent, continuous action. Are you waking up and demanding of yourself persistent, continuous action? Or do you wake up and you're like, all right, today I'm going to settle to a place of total mediocrity? Or do you really put forth continuous, persistent, driven action? And the third part of number 1, I promise to put forth such action. It will give you confidence if you just simply say, here's what I got to do, and I'm going to do it, and then you go do it, and then you gain confidence. I'll give you an example. There's a famous story about a mentor where he was coaching a young kid that had no self-confidence at all. And the dude said, he's like, I have a problem. I say I'm going to do this. I say I'm going to do that. I say I'm going to do this. I say I'm going to do that. And I never do any of it. Okay? I felt that way just 5 or 6 years ago, by the way. Right? Easiest person to lie to is you. Right? Biggest hypocrite in the world is us. Right? So he said, okay, here's what I want you to do. He's like, you got to stop lying to yourself. You got to start, when you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. That's how you gain self-confidence. He says, okay. He's listening to his mentor. He says, here's what I want you to do. I want you to I want you to get up in the morning and go walk around the block 1 time per day for a month. And he walks around the block for 1 day. First day, he wakes up, didn't really want to do it, almost didn't do it, walks around the block. Day 2, gets up, I don't really want to do it, I haven't been doing this, I said I would. It's just a walk around the block, right? Like, I'll walk around the block. 30 days later, he was a different person. Why? Because he did what he said he was going to do. He showed up and put the action. He had way more self-confidence. Yeah, he was actually a little bit more in shape too. That doesn't hurt. But he got up and did persistent, continuous action. And now that's not a lot of work, right? Some of us just need to walk around the block to clear our head and to refocus for the day. Some of us need to walk around the block after Miss Betty slams the door in our face. That's okay too. But some of us need that, right? So number 1, ability to achieve my purpose, demanding persistent, continuous action, and promise to put it forth. Number 2, I realize the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually produce themselves in physical action. I'm going to say that again. I realize the dominating thoughts in my mind will eventually produce themselves in physical action. and transform themselves into physical reality. The dominating thoughts in my mind, which means, what are you thinking about through the day? Are you thinking about high levels of success and what you're going to do and how many people you're going to help? Or are you thinking about, I'm not good, or are you telling yourself, I'm not good on the phone? Nobody buys from me. Come on, Will, like nobody buys from me. I'm not a closer. I'm not Tony Merwin, so I'm never going to make it. Because he's created different, way more special than me, right? I mean, like how you talk to yourself matters. Who realizes that? By show of hands real quick, who realizes how you talk to yourself matters? The dominating thoughts in my mind will transform themselves into physical reality. I realize the dominating thoughts in my mind will eventually produce themselves in physical action and transform themselves into physical reality. My thoughts turn into actions. My actions turn into reality. What are we thinking about? Are we waking up, literally pulling out our phone, opening up Facebook, scrolling through social media as soon as we wake up, and just feeding our head with everybody that's freaking whining and complaining and venting and telling about how terrible life is and how bad COVID is and how bad the world is and how bad the president is and like this and that. And how we're all going to die in, 2 years. Is that the crap you're putting in your head when you start your day? Is that the crap you're listening to that you're thinking about? Or can somebody close this door, by the way, because it's driving me nuts, okay? Or are you doing whatever it takes to help out your thoughts? Right? Like, that's a thought, and it ain't positive. I clear that out. I squeak. I don't listen to squeakiness. That's the world we live in. You control your reality. When we do events, if I don't like something that's happening, we fix it. And we have an incredible staff that runs and helps fix it. Like like in your office, you have team members, you have employees. Are they doing stuff that you don't like? You pay them. You control what happens. Do you do stuff that you don't like of yourself? John said, be a good employee and a good boss. To yourself, by the way. I think they got the squeakiest cart in the world bringing us lunch, by the way, okay? I can hear that thing everywhere. Tell them I'll buy them a new cart, okay? I'm in. My gift to New Jersey, okay? Come on. Get back, right? Come on. And you know what's funny is I saw Inky Johnson at 8% a couple years ago, and Inky Johnson was on stage, and his mic went out. In front of hundreds of people, his mic went out. Dallas is running up there to give him a different mic because he went and got one from the AV stand. And he's got a different mic, and he goes and he is literally having to put a different mic up Inky Johnson's shirt onto his jacket and put the little piece of the bottom of the mic into the box part into his pocket. Inky did not bat an eye. He acted like Dallas wasn't even there. He just kept telling his story. I'm like, that dude's a professional speaker. Like, there's going to be things that happen in your life, whether you're speaking or you're running an appointment, that you don't like what's going on. But guess what? You've got to still keep rolling, right? You can't just be like, oh my gosh, everybody's looking at the squeaky door. I'm not going to talk anymore. Like, no. We've got to take, we just talked about it, right? I realize that dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually produce themselves in physical action. Who believes that, by the way? And transform themselves into physical reality. What are you thinking about? Roger, how did you word the question just literally 48 minutes ago? That had to do with what? With thoughts. What are the words we say to ourselves? These are thoughts we all have. And we do, and it kills self-confidence, doesn't it? Who likes number 2? Like, dude, I got to get better, man. I got to improve there. Okay, number 3. I will devote 10 minutes daily to personal development. Just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes. We have, I don't even know how many 10-minute periods in a day, but there's a lot, right? There's 6 times 24. Okay, Dallas acted like I'm like, the math genius, right? Well, I'm pretty good at math. It's 144, right? Like we need to be thinking about how many 10-minute periods do we have in a day? Who else knew that before I even said it? Because you're also, Will Grimmer. Dude, you're gonna start, dude, he's my new financial advisor, okay? It's just 10 minutes. I'm trying to reach a different level in my life this year, so here's what I'm doing. 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night. I'm committed to being a better version of me. I'm actually starting to read. I'm writing down, I'm reading. I'm putting some good stuff in my head. I'm writing down my goals, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to accomplish today. I'm creating to-do lists. I'm preparing for meetings. Because we wake up, and before you know it, you're like, I didn't even have a chance today. Dude, it's your day. You have the same chance as everybody else. I'm tired of hearing flipping agents make excuses for everything. Like they're like, dude, it's the lead's fault, and I don't have time, and there's this problem. It's like, no, you are the problem and the solution. It's completely up to you, and you have the same amount of time as everybody else. So I'm devoting 10 minutes. Every morning, every night, at least that. Because I want to be very intentional about what I accomplish every single day. Number 4. We should almost plant the squeaky cart, because that was kind of funny. That actually worked out really well for this, okay? We should just plant that from now on. Number 4, I've clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life. I have clearly written down, and I'm getting louder on purpose, Brett, a definite chief aim in life. And I will never stop trying until I have achieved it. What are you aiming for? What are you shooting for? Is there a target, right? Like the possibility index earlier, which I drew way better than John's illustration. Is there just because you can't read his, okay? Is there an aim? Or are we just running through the day? Right? Like, is there an aim of what you want to accomplish? Who has an aim for 2022, by the way? Seriously. Okay, good. There's still hands that aren't raised. Right? I'm going to read it again. Number 4. I have clearly written down a description of my chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I've achieved it. I won't stop trying until I got to buy leads. I won't stop trying until I've got kids. Cody, you don't have kids. You don't understand, okay? I don't really know the products that well. Tony didn't train me. Dude, it's his fault. 100%. Quit blaming yourself. We'll put it all on Tony today. Or maybe let's grow up and start blaming ourselves. Let's grow up and start actually having a definite chief aim in life, right? Let's grow up and start saying, okay, I will never stop trying until I achieve it. Well, what are you trying to achieve? 92% of insurance agents fail. Why? Because they don't know what they want, and the moment any opposition shows up, they quit. 92% of insurance agents fail. Probably 96% are struggling, if not more. And why? Because we don't know what we want. We quit every single day. The first dial is upset you called them because you did John's triple dial, which absolutely works, by the way. But they're like, stop calling me, and they hang up. John lied to me. This business is never going to work. Or maybe just dial another person. Do you have a definite chief aim in life? And will you do whatever it takes to achieve it? Number 5. I fully realize that no wealth can endure unless built upon truth and justice. I fully realize that no wealth can endure unless built upon truth and justice. I don't care what you've built, what you're doing, right? But if it's not actually helping other people and doing right by other people and bringing other people in and loving on people and trying to help people, then guess what? It will not endure. That's what we just read, right? It will not endure. I fully realize that no wealth can endure unless it's built upon truth and justice. Also, people are attracted to people with integrity. People are attracted to people that are loyal. People are attracted to people with a work ethic. People are attracted to people that will do whatever it takes, and they'll put anything out there. And but they're not attracted to people that are negative. They're not attracted to people that complain all the time. They're not attracted to people that are aggressively venting 24/7 on Facebook. They're not attracted to that, right? Like, nobody's attracted to that. Or maybe the people that are not the people you actually want to deal with anyway. Maybe you're going to have 100 people that you attract, but you're all going to end up hating each other because all of you are negative. And you just end up with the worst of everything. Or maybe we want some great people in our life. Also, it reads, I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, and selfishness, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. I'm going to read this one again. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, and selfishness, because I know that a negative attitude towards others can never bring me success. That's the industry we live in, by the way. There's so much envy, jealousy, hatred, selfishness. But we don't have to be one of them. We don't have to have a negative attitude. Because we now know that if we do, it can never bring me success. Some of you are like, dude, I've struggled to have success. Okay. Do you ever harbor hatred, envy, jealousy, or selfishness when it comes to what you do or other people? It's not fun to hear, right? I surely ain't perfect. We'll have stupid stuff happen in our world every single day because people are upset about what we're doing. Like Cody, you shouldn't be bringing all these different companies and agencies and IMOs, et cetera, all together to help them. They're our enemy. That's the industry we live in. We're going to change it. Whether they like it or not, we are going to change it, aren't we? We are. I'm going to finish with this. I went to my, that same pastor I talked about earlier at that conference called Bold. I went to, and he was such a good speaker that I went back and I showed my wife on YouTube his speech. He was the best storyteller I've ever seen by far. He was a better storyteller than Eric Thomas, Patrick Bet-David. He really was. And he's probably spoke more too, by the way. And I showed her this video and I said, I don't speak and tell stories like this cat does yet. And what she said next was good for me. She said, hey, you speak a lot. You're getting a lot better. She said, but you don't go all in like this dude does. Some of you, like me, aren't going all in like other people are. You're not going all in like Roger Short is. You're not going all in like Pete Fournier is, right? You're not going all in like Jesse Park. You're not going all in like Juanita Coley. You're not going all in like John Wetmore and Tony Merwin and all these other incredible, amazing people in the space. But maybe, just maybe, you're only fitting in, but you were truly called to stand out. And I'm telling you, you were. Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there. Hey, welcome back to the Rising Star Podcast, dropping live every Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. My name's Cody Askins, and today I want to talk about, I'm actually going to be doing some reading straight from the book, Think and Grow Rich. We're going to talk all about self-confidence today, okay? I want you to evaluate